A new study claims the majority of restaurants here in the Low Country are not serving local shrimp. It's a trend the Southern Shrimp Alliance says is disturbing.
Yeah, this story is blowing up on social media. News 2's Katie Fonvangsa took a deep dive into the study and spoke with officials about why it's so important to eat local.
Seed Consulting says over 90% of the restaurants they tested are not using local wild-caught shrimp, which officials say is deceiving to their customers. The Southern Shrimp Alliance is working with Seed Consulting to bring transparency and awareness to the Low Country by identifying restaurants who advertise selling local shrimp. Only 4 out of 44 randomly selected restaurants were found to be using local wild-caught shrimp. A surprise to many considering the vibrant Low Country shrimping industry.
Kind of, not a shock. I knew that it was going to be, some restaurants. I just didn't know how many.
It was really a bummer to see that so many places claiming or insinuating that they have local are using imported shrimp.
Coosaw Creek Crab Shack, Grace and Grit, Rappahannock Oyster Bar, and Acme Low Country Kitchen were identified as restaurants that do use local shrimp. The 40 other restaurants surveyed are accused of shipping their supply in, which can often be cheaper than harvesting local wild-caught shrimp. Officials say this deception impacts the consumer, but the local community as well.
So 70% of all the seafood eaten in the U.S. is done so at the restaurant level. So any type of deception at this level is a detriment to not only our fishing communities who are losing out on their fair market share, but also consumers coming down to the coast who want to enjoy fresh local seafood. And not only that, you have your your restaurants who are honestly sourcing and authentic to consumers who are paying those premiums to get that quality local seafood when, competitors in their marketplace are not doing that.
Acme owner Bobby Simmons tells me he works with local shrimpers in McClellanville. And while local wild-caught shrimp can sometimes be more expensive, he says being transparent with customers goes a long way.
It's really important to be upfront with your customer, especially, it's not cheap to eat out. And you have your locals who come to your restaurant, and you have all the tourists coming here. And they're assuming that what they're eating is a locally caught product and not something from thousands of miles away that's farm raised. It's awful.
Rocky Magwood, a shrimper and president of the South Carolina Shrimpers Association, says they have a list of local authentic restaurants on their website. He says though they did not request this study, he hopes it encourages more places to buy local.
And it's crazy how this has turned out that people are getting mad because they're saying, they tested my restaurant. Well, if you're mad, it's because you're not doing the right thing. Just understand that, we're here to help you. We're not here to do anything. We're not even mad at the restaurants that wasn't selling fresh shrimp. Just call us and talk to us, and we'll see what we can do to match your price and get where we can get your business. We're just working people. We want to all work together.
Seed Consulting is expected to send letters to restaurants using imported shrimp and conduct follow-up testing. In Mount Pleasant, Katie Fonvangsa, Count on 2.